Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Why so dull? Good morning. Where's your energy? Huh? Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes. So we are going to start a new chapter. What do you know about a file? What comes in your mind when you hear a word file? No need to open your text and all. Tell me, what is a file? Yes, what is a file?
Storing.
You have seen many files in the office, right? In your homes, there are different files. Right, Achal? Yes. So what is a file? It is a collection of data, isn't it? See, we can say it as data and data. Both are correct. Okay. So file is a collection of data, or we can say that it is stream of bytes. What is byte? What is byte then? I told you that a file is a collection of, or it is a collection of bytes, or it is a stream of byte. What is that? What is byte? You have not heard byte. You are computer students. So what is a byte?
8 bits.
Huh. What is that? What is liter? What is liter?
Measurement of liquids.
Measuring unit, isn't it like that? Datas of computer are being measured in bytes and bits. Okay, so byte is the measurement unit. So a file help us to store the data permanently. Okay, so in this chapter, we are going to learn about file. The chapter's name is file handling. Okay, is that clear? So why most of the programs work with the file, because the file concept file help us to save the data permanently. That is why most of the programs are dealing with file. Is that clear? So what is a file? It is a name storage location in the disk. Okay, it is a name storage location in the disk which helps us to store the data permanently. Is that clear? So what is the basic concept? What is a file? It is a stream of bytes which help us to store data permanently. That is the main concept. So we are dealing with new chapter, that is file handling. Okay. Yes.
Can you tell slowly the definition?
Okay. You want to write? So what is a file? It is a stream of bytes which help us to store the information permanently, Okay. Or we can say that it is a named location on a secondary storage device. It is a named location on a secondary storage device. Okay, the basic concept behind the file is that it helps us to store the information or data permanently. That is the main word. Okay. Is that clear? Yes. So our chapter's name is file handling. So it is the way of storing of data in a file using a program. So file handling is the storing of data. It is the storing of the data in a file using program. So in this chapter, we are going to learn how to store the data using a program. Okay, how to store the data in a file using a program. So what is the basic concept behind the file handling? In this chapter, we are going to learn how to store the data in a file using program. Okay, which program we are using? Python, isn't it? Yes, is that clear? So this file handling concept helps us to create, delete, update our files. So what is file handling? It is a mechanism by which we can read the data of disk files in Python programs. Okay, so file handling, it is a mechanism through which we can store the data in the file using a program, Okay, so you were, before this classes, you were dealing with many of the programs in Python, isn't it? In that, you have to give the input using a keyboard, and your output will be displayed on the monitor, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
but the output is not been stored permanently. Why? Because the variable which has been used in that program exists till the time of execution. It will be it carries the value till the program is been executed. After that, we will not get the output. If we want to run the program, we have to again enter the value. Okay, because of that problem, we are coming with the concept file handling. So that if we create a program, if we input a output, or if we input some values using this program, it will be stored permanently and we can access that data whenever we want in future. Okay. So here, see, look at this. File handling allows us to store the data entered through the Python program permanently. This is the concept why. This is because this is the main reason why we are dealing with the concept file handling, which means that it helps us to store the value that we have entered through the program permanently. Okay, later we can access that data. Okay, did you get the basic concept of file handling? File handling, this is the concept which help us to store the data in the file using a program which stores the data permanently and we can access it anytime. Okay, whenever we want. Is that clear? Yes, my dears? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So data files. What is data file? The file which stores the data. Okay. There are two types of data files. First is text files and second one is binary file. So there are two types of files. First one is data file. Oh, sorry. First one is text file and second one is binary file. So what is data
Ma'am.
file? Yes.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide again?
Okay.
Welcome.
So what is data file? The file which shows the data. This file which shows the data related to a specific application is known as data file. What is data file? The file that stores data related to a specific application. The file that stores data related to a specific application is known as data file. Okay. So basically there are two types of data. Which are there? Which are the two types of files? Which are the two types of files? Text files and binary files. Okay, text files and binary files. You are all familiar with text files, isn't it? What is word processor? What is word processor? Have you ever heard about the word or term word processor? What is word processor? If I say that some examples of the word processor are notepad, wordpad, then what is a word processor? Hmm? Yes, the answer. Yes, my dear. Even if it is wrong, no problem. What is word processor? Try.
Um,
Uh,
the last page. Also.
Can you just repeat?
Ma'am, can you show the last page once more?
I will show. Okay, you just tell me what is word processor. We can write in it, which means that it is an software, application software, which is used for editing data, isn't it? We can enter information, we can type in that, we can type letters. So you have gone through this notepad, wordpad, isn't it? Microsoft Word and all. What is the use of that? We can type in that, we can type letters, isn't it? We can type information. Okay. This slide you want?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No need to write all the points. Okay. This is the main line that you have to learn regarding this. Using program we use to enter data. Okay, so it can be so which help us to store the data permanently. Can I change the slide? Yes. Okay. So we have discussed that there are two types of data files, which are the text files and binary files. See, a text file consists of human readable characters, which is been edited through text editors. Which are the different types of text editors? You know, now we have discussed, isn't it? So basically, what is a text file? The files which has been close to it, which is close to us, right? Which consist of human readable characters, the characters that we can understand. Such files are known as text files. Okay, such files are known as text files. So what is a text file? It is a human readable, the file which contains the data, which contains the information which has been understood by us. Okay, what about the binary file? When you open some files, you could see some symbols like this. Have you ever noticed that? The language which we are not able to read. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we could see some boxes and all. That file are known as binary files, which means that we can't read, we are not able to read that characters, the characters which have been close to our machine. Okay, so binary files are made up of non-human readable characters or symbols, which we require a special program or specific program to read. If we convert that program, then only we can read. So text file is close to us, whereas binary file is close to the machine, which means that the characters which has been understood by the computer has been stored in binary files. And while coming to the text file, it contains character which is readable by us, which is close to us. Okay, so in which file translation is needed? You know that computer can understand only their language. Which is their language?
Binary language.
Binary language. So in which file should we need the help of a translator, or we need translation? Hmm? In which language? In which file? See, text file is close to us, which means that we are able to read that, right? Where comes binary language? It is not close to us. We need a program to translate that language. So which language we have to translate for the computer to understand? Which file? Text file or binary file? Hmm? Once again, text file contains the characters which is understood by us, which is familiar to us, the characters which are readable by us. Is that clear about text file? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about the binary files? I have told you, know, when you have seen that messages, there will be many boxes. We can't understand what it has been written, right? Such files, the characters which are not understood by us, such files are known as binary files. So there is no need to translate the binary file because this language has been understood by the or understood by the machine. But what about our language? What about the text files? It should be translated for the computer, isn't it? Then only they can understand, right? So which file need the translation?
Text file.
Text file. Is that clear? Do you have any doubt regarding this text file and binary file? Emmanuel, do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am. No, no.
Okay, then I would like to ask question. Atul, can you just tell me about text file and binary file?
Text files are made of human readable characters and
Hmm.
binary files are made of non-human readable characters.
Okay, very good. So I hope the basic concept regarding text files and binary files are clear to you. Shall we move to the next slide? Yes?
1 minute, ma'am.
Okay. So in binary files, we need specific programs to access its contents. Okay, which means that binary files are not close to us. We need a specific program so that we can translate it and we can understand that. But in case of text file, If computer want to understand, we have to, there is a translator which translates our language to the language, which means that to the binary language, which is full of zeros and ones. Okay, shall we move?
Yes, ma'am.
First one is text file. You know that it is a human readable file, which means that it contains alphabets, numbers, and special symbols. Okay, so the extension for the file, text files can be .txt, .py, or any extensions that help us to understand that contains the characters which has been understood by us. Okay, then as I told you, file contents are stored in sequence of bytes, which means that zeros and ones. Okay, then here you can see one example. ASCII. See, in text files, the data are being stored in ASCII values or Unicode. Okay, so here ASCII value of 65. What is the binary equivalent of that? Have you ever learned about changing binary hexadecimal and all? No. Yes. Okay, so ASCII value of 65 is equivalent to this value. Okay, and this text represents this value is A. If this value has been seen, it will display a text. It will display letter A. Since because this number in ASCII value represents A. Okay, so there are many translations are occurring in between the computer and us. We are not able to understand, we are not able to recognize that, but there is many translation. There is many translation means this program is to be understood by the computer and for us. Okay, in middle there is a translator which helps us to translate, right? So in some cases, in real-time example, if I go for a real-time example, if I know Chinese and you know Japanese, how we can communicate? How we can communicate? Should we do actions with our hands? Huh? Yes. Yes. I have given you one problem. So how we can communicate? Should we communicate with the help of the hands or should we have a translator in between us?
Translator.
Yes, which means that their language has been translated to us by this middleman, isn't it? Like that, there are many translations in the computer. Okay, so what about the text file? It contains, it is a human readable tell. It consists of human readable characters. Then the file extension for this text file is .txt, py, or it can be anything. Okay, we can open this text file using a text editor. We have gone through many examples of the text editor. Okay, uh, then what else? So this is the main thing regarding the text file. Is that clear? So the basic thing is that it has been understood by us. Then we can open. What about the file extension? It is .tx or .py, or it can be any other extensions. That is the file that contains our language. So here in this text file, translation is needed because this language cannot be understood by the computer, which means that there should be a translation. So this language is to be translated to the computer's language so that they can understand our language. Okay, is that clear about the text file?
Yes, ma'am.
Then one more thing is that in text file, each line is being terminated. What is the meaning of terminated? In each line means end of each line, there will be a end of line character, which states that next, what is the meaning of end of line character? What is the use of that? Tell me. You have learned this. Yes. Yes. Tell me. Which states that it is now end. Next statements will be executed in the next line, isn't it? Yes. So EOL, it stands for end of line. This is one of the important question in your exam. EOL, what is the full form of EOL? It stands for end of line. End of line. So by default, /n shows the end of a line. So in text files, there is a special character known as end of line. By default in Python, it is /n. Okay, is that clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, but not completely.
Not completed. You are writing each and every line. No need to write. Okay, it is all in your text. Note down the important points. So here the important points are this one. This point is important and you can write this also. After that, please write this. EOL stands for end of line. That is one of the important point regarding this. Okay. So moving to the next slide, shall I move?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
will we have to learn how to convert
No,
numbers?
no, 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 no. No need of that. I have just included an example so that you can understand. But there will be a question regarding this text files. First question will be, do it need a translation or not? Do text file need a translation? Do text file need a translation, my dears?
Yes.
Yes. So EOL stands for, these are the basic questions which has been asked from this section. EOL stands for
End of line.
end of line. Very good. Shall we move? Yes. See, here I have written that point. See, each line of the text file is terminated by a special character known as end of line. Okay. Each line of a text file is terminated by a special character known as end of line. When we press enter key, which means that there a symbol will be added, which is /n, or it is end of line. So which is the default character? End of line character in Python, it is /n, one of the important point regarding this topic. Okay, so basically there are two types of text files, regular text files and delimited text files. Please note, there are two types of text files, regular text files and delimited text files. So in text file, each line of a text file ends with a special character. Which is the special character? It is end of line. EOL stands for end of line, and by default, which is the character in Python, /n. Okay, basically there are two types of text files. First one is regular text file and second one is delimited text files. I hope this is clear. Only write this one. So which are the two types of text files? Regular text file and delimited text files. Moving to the next slide. I hope you have completed. Completed? Yes. See, no need to write all the points. First one is regular text files, which means that it will store the text in the same form as we typed. I will show you one example regarding this. So what is regular text file? It stores the text in the manner we have entered, or in the manner we have typed, in the same manner we have typed. Okay. Here, new line character ends a line, you know that, and text translation takes place. That is one of the important point. We have learned that in text files, translation takes place, right? So here, what is the difference? What is the first point regarding the regular text file? It is that it stores the text in the same way that we have entered. And another thing is that new line. Okay, every line ends with a special character and text translation is needed. In regular text file, what is the extension? .txt. So this is the basic points regarding regular text file. Same, this is the main weight, same. as same form as we typed, and file extension is .txt, and that one is common. New line character ends a line, and text translation takes place in text files. Okay. Yes. I think it is over. Yes. Shall we move? Aditya, open your mouth. Yes or
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Okay. So next one is delimited text file. It means that a specific character is being stored to separate the values. Okay. Delimited. What is the meaning of delimited text files? The text files which has a specific character which is used to separate the values. Okay. After each value. So basically there are two types. When a tab character is used to separate the values, these files are known as TSV files, which means that T stands for tab, S stands for separated, and V stands for values. Okay, when the values of a file is been separated using the tab character, it is known as, such files are known as TSV files, which means that TSV stands for tab separated values. From this word itself, you know the definition, the files which has been separated with tab character. So such files have the extension like .txt and .csv. While coming to the next one, our values can be separated using comma also. Such files, the files which has been separated, or the files in which data are been separated using commas, are known as CSV files. CSV stands for comma separated value files. Okay, such files have the extension .csv. So delimited text files means values have been separated using special characters. It can be tab character or it can be comma. Okay, if it is our values is been separated using tab character, then it is known as tab separate value files or TSV files, and our values are being separated using comma, then it is known as CSV files, which means that CSV stands for comma separated values file. Okay, so delimited file, delimited text file means the files in which the values are being separated using a special character. Okay. Either we can separate it by tab character or with comma. You used to write like this, right? A comma B, or you can write A space B. This is what is about separation using tab character and comma. So please learn the full form of TSV. It is one of the important question. And CSV. CSV stands for comma separated values file, and TSV stands for tab separated value. Okay. Completed? Yes. 2 more minutes. Can you just, oh, Emmanuel, you were writing. Do you want the screen? Should I share the screen? Say something. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so far, can you just tell me what we have learned now? Yes, please tell me what we have learned now. Our chapter is about data handling, which means that it is used for storing the data, which is used for storing the data in the file using computer program, using the program. So which program? Python, right? Yes. Then what we have learned? We have learned about?
Data files.
Yes. Can you just repeat?
Data files.
The files which store the data, isn't it? Yes. So basically there are two types of files. Which are the two types of files? Text file and
Binary.
binary file. So we were now discussing about the text file. What is text file? What is text file?
Consists of human readable characters.
Human readable characters. And at the end of each line, there will be a special character, which is a special character end of line, isn't it? Yes. After that, we have learned there are two types of text files, which are the regular text file and delimited text file. Okay. So regular text file means it shows the text in the same form as we typed. Okay. After that, we have learned about delimited text files, which means that values are been separated using a specific character. Which are the two types of character? It can be tab or comma. CSV stands for
Comma separated value.
okay. I hope the concept is clear, right? Any doubts? You are having one more period today, right? Yes. I hope at that period you will open your mouth and say something or you will ask something. Okay. So that's all for today. Just give me a smile at least. Okay. Thank you. It's time, right? You have till 9:20. Sorry. Yes. So is that clear? Now we could, now we can move to the next topic. See, look at the example. Regular text file content. Here you can see one example. See, just simply the text file that same as that we have typed. Coming to the TSV file, it has been separated by a special character, right? While coming to the CSV, it has been separated by comma. Is that clear about this? From this example, it is clear that the difference between between TSV file and CSV file, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So moving to next topic, it is binary file. It shows the information in the form of streams of bytes, which means that it consists of zeros and ones, which has been understood by machine, which is close to the machine. Okay, it shows the information in the same format as in memory. You know that in computer memory, the informations have been stored in the form of zeros and ones. So in this type of files, the data are being stored or the information has been stored in the same format as it has been stored in the memory. Okay. And one more thing, there is no delimiter, which means that there is no special character like end of file. Okay. And binary files are faster and easier for a program to read and write than text files. Why? Can you just tell me why? In that,
Because text file need to be translated.
because
Text file need to be translated.
because it is close to machine, isn't it? Yes. So wait, right. Because binary files are been stored in the language which has been understood by the machine. That is why we say it as it is faster and easier for a program to read and write rather than text file. When we were discussing about text file, I have told you that it is close to us, which means that there is a translation has been needed for that such files, right? But in the case of binary files, no translation is needed. If we want to read, we need translation, but for machines and all, no translation is needed because it has been written in the same language it has been written in binary language which has been understood by computer. Is that okay? So this is the best way to store program information. Okay. When you have seen any non-text files, which means that the files which has not been understood by us, lot of boxes and all, which means that that is a binary file. Okay. So what is binary file? It stores the information in the form of streams, lot of bytes or lot of bits. Okay. So it stores the information in the same format as in the memory. Okay, there is no delimiter. So one of the main difference is that in text file, delimiter is there. While coming to the binary file, there is no delimiter. Okay, and it is easy and it is easier and faster for a program to read. And which is the best way to store a program file or program information? It is the binary files. Okay, so this is all about binary file. Completed? Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have gone through different types of file, right? When we are going to enter, or if you want to alter anything, if you want to change, or if you want to add any data into the file, first, what is the first step? For example, if you want to learn computer science, what do you have to do? There is text in front. Text has been placed in front of you. So what is the first step if you want to learn from that? What is the first step that you have to do? Contents are there in your text. If you want to learn from that, what is the first step that you have to do? Should we become a chitty? Say, what do we have to do? Huh? Yes, Achal?
You have to read.
If you want to read, we have to do. What is the first step? There is one
Open the book.
open. You have to open that. Then only you can read. Isn't it like that? If you want to do any alternatives, any changes, or if you want to manipulate the file, we have to first open that. For that, there is a function, open function. So here are some questions. You just try to solve it. Okay. Over. Is it over? So try to answer this question. Okay, we will discuss this in the next class, means in the afternoon. Okay? Yes? Okay,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
that's all for today. Bye.